Hello, welcome to the Auto Vigilante's Guide to Combat, Tape 2, Weapons, Armed Conflict, and You, published and distributed by the Auto Vigilantes Guild of America, all rights reserved. This tape assumes you already know how to start, drive, and maneuver your vehicle. We now illustrate the fundamentals of weapon usage and the instruments associated with them. A vehicle's weapons are used primarily to disable and destroy other vehicles. Your car is equipped with a weapon status panel located on the overhead panel. The parts of the weapon status panel include an icon which represents the weapon, and the ammo counter which displays the remaining rounds for each weapon. The weapon currently highlighted will fire when the trigger on your joystick is pulled or the spacebar is pressed. Hold the trigger or spacebar down to fire automatic weapons repeatedly. Tap them to fire a short burst or one round. To cycle to a different weapon, press the Enter key. Try that now. It isn't necessary to advance the weapon to fire it. You can fire any of your weapons by pressing the numbers across the top of your keyboard. If you press the 1 key, the first mounted weapon will fire. If you press the 2 key, the second will fire, and so on, down to 6. Try this now. Now, get accustomed to each weapon. First, cycle to your front-mounted machine gun and pull the trigger. Now cycle to the second weapon, your rocket launchers, and fire off a few rounds. Next, cycle to the rear-mounted flamethrower. Look out the rear window by pressing the back arrow and see what happens when you pull the trigger. Lastly, try your dropper, the landmines. The mine dropper will leave an explosive device that is activated when anyone, including yourself, drives across the area behind you. Keep this in mind, especially when backing up. With this knowledge of your weapons and your driving skills in mind, move your vehicle to point at the barrels placed around the training facility. Fire your machine guns at them and blow them up. Another advanced feature of modern 1982 combat is specials. Just like weapons, specials can be cycled and fired. To use the special, use the right alt key. To cycle the special, use the right shift key. Good. Now drive to the Auto Vigilantes Guild practice racetrack for the second half of Tape 2. The upper left panel on the overhead dash is the radar. When you are in range of other vehicles, a dot will appear on the radar relative to your car's facing. As you approach the racetrack, you should see dots, designating the drone targets placed for your practice. Once a vehicle appears on your radar, you will then be able to target it. To target the closest vehicle, press the E key. Press it again to cycle through the enemy vehicles. Once targeted, the blip representing the car will become visibly brighter. If you are facing towards the vehicle, a small reticle with a bar above it will appear. The bar above the reticle represents the vehicle's condition. The shorter the bar, the more damaged the car. Once the bar is completely gone, so is the car. The same display is shown along your dashboard. The green section is your armor. The yellow, your internal components. When you take damage in the yellow section, your components have a greater chance to malfunction. And finally, the red is you. If you're down to the red, you had best get out of the vehicle and find a better car. Now drive around the track. Use your driving skills to keep you on the track and aim towards one of the drones. Use your weaponry skills to fire into the drone until it's destroyed. As an added challenge before you experience true combat, the last remaining drone please shoot back. Be careful.
deserve a gold star.